versus bottom in the Northern Conference, but in the Derby, the four nothing.
Derby think they have the best team this league has ever had. Watch out, the Riders are in town.
Team in the league, and you know, and possibly looking back a long time, I don't think there's many games that will be.
Exaggerate the facts, and tonight is the Derby as the Leicester Riders welcome the Derby Storm to their basketball season. I love it when rivals meet because past results usually mean nothing. Hi, I'm Kevin Cato, and this week I'm joined by Travis Cotton of the Manchester Giants and former Derby and Leicester coach, now the man in charge of the London Leopards, Bob Dunniwall. It's a big welcome to both of them. Now, today's game is the only one being played in the championship, and as we look at the Northern Conference, our game features the top team, Derby, versus a Rider team in need of a victory. As we look at the South, the Birmingham Bullets are looking more like a runaway locomotive. The Towers don't play a game in the championship until December, whereas the Leopards and Tigers are clawing at each other.
Well, they're off to a good start. It was nice. I got a couple friends on the Derby team that played with us up in Manchester early in the year, so I'm hoping they're doing well tonight.
You have top team versus a bottom team. Is that a foregone conclusion? Derby is going to run away with us?
Not in this rivalry. You're this close. You're 30 miles apart. Throw it all out the window. This will be a good one.
Now, speaking of this rivalry, you coached here at Leicester, then you over to Derby.
No, there was a rivalry before I left. And in fact, when I did leave, I think it heated it up a bit because some people were upset. But this thing has been ongoing for quite a long time.
They were upset that you left, or they were upset that you didn't stay?
Some of both.
So, now, we'll be quiet here for a second because at courtside is Suzanne Dando.
To all the girls, Kevin Cadle. I do know one thing, you have the best guy in Bob Donwald to comment on these two franchises tonight. Having spent time coaching them, of course, he more than most will know about the fierce rivalry between these two sides. And having looked at that Northern Conference table, Kevin, it would be easy, wouldn't it, to put your money on a Derby win tonight. But let's not rule Leicester out, because after all, they're playing at home, and their 0-7 start of the championship season is the longest run without a win to start a season ever. So Tim Darling and his boys will want to save face and certainly take a win here tonight. But we won't find out until just over the time. Here's the two teams. New coaches and new personnel. Both Leicester and Derby spent the summer recruiting new talent. But why then does the Northern Conference tell two very different stories?
Well, we don't win a game. It's just very simple. We begin the season, the worst defensive team in the league. The past maybe 4 or 5 games, we've been very close. We always break down in the fourth quarter.
What I did, I brought in a couple players that weren't a good fit for this league. It's my first year in the league also, and so basically that really put a 8 ball because they didn't fit. They had a difficult time adjusting. Derby in comparison not only top the conference, they lead the championship in steals, blocks and points per game. Ingredients for a good season.
Well, I've been here since day one of trials, and I always kept hearing that Derby weren't going to make the playoffs, they weren't going to do this and that. But we got some guys in here that got some talent, and we're shocking a lot of people right now.
We are still very up and down. The good spells are certainly getting longer. I think if we could capture and enhance the first half that we had at Thames Valley, I certainly believe we are the best in the championship.
With 7 straight championship defeats, that's not good news for Coach Darling.
I don't think that anybody can put more pressure on me than I do myself. I'm a professional coach, and my resume is basically how I get jobs, and so having a losing season isn't good.
But one highlight to Leicester's season has been the addition of Pernell Perry.
He's made a big difference. I love playing with him on the break. He's a great shot. You give him the ball on the break, he's either going to dunk on you or he's going to get a 3-point play. He's very strong, very explosive, and he's very deceiving. He's only 6'4", 6'5", but he's got great body, and he's a very good player.
But why is the nephew the fridge taking to the court rather than the football field?
Well, actually, I started off, football was my first love, but being undersized at the time, like, was only 175 pounds, maybe 6'1", coming out of high school, playing defensive end, not going to have too long a career in the football field, so it's like basketball chose me, that's what I chose.
The fans love an East Midlands derby and form counts for nothing, but with so many new faces, will there still be the same passion?
I'm sure the comments that I've made, they've gone out on press release, are going to be up in their changing rooms, and I'm sure Tim's going to use that to try and, you know, give them some extra lift into the game, some extra passion. At the same time, I've already given it to our guys and said, look, you know, these are the comments I've made. I believe the comments that I've made. You know, you guys think you're the best. However, everybody's there now to knock us off and prove us wrong.
I'm really familiar with rivalries back home, but they exist everywhere. And I know this would be an enormous victory for the club.
Actually, I have ran into a couple of people who said, well, you just beat Derby, just beat Derby. So I'm like, oh, okay.
It would be a shame to let those fans down. You know, they say our season depends on the Leicester and Derby game. So if we win against Leicester, then we're going to have a pretty good season.
Two coaches sitting on two very different seats. You have here Tim Darling trying to get his first win. You have the greatest team in the history of ball, 5-5 overall record. You've beaten them twice in the last couple of weeks. So where does that put your team on that tail?
We're going to go to America. We're going to play in the NBA. We're not worried about all this.
So does that put pressure on as far as his organization, him, his team, everyone, what?
I don't think anybody's really taking it that serious. So I don't think it's done anything but wind up the Leicester players. Whether that'll help or not, I don't know. I don't think it has much bearing on anything.
Speaking of Leicester, you've played Leicester twice this season. Just a couple weeks ago, you beat them. What was the difference in the second game when you played them?
I think the addition of Pernell Perry was a big difference. He can run the floor, like Al said, can finish, and he's a strong player. And he's going to help them a lot tonight, and I think, you know, they might pull out the victory with him.
Tell me about the two. You have Darian Evans, Cephas Bunny. What type of players are they for the Derby Storm?
Athletic but very streaky. They can block shots. They can run. They like to talk a lot. They play with a lot of fire and a lot of passion.
Now here you are, an opposition point guard. You're playing against a team. They lead the league in steals. They lead the league in block shots. They're the #1 scoring team. Which one of those stats will work you the most?
I'd say the steals department. I think Carl Brown tonight has to do a good job handling the ball for Leicester and controlling the tempo of the game. Derby's going to want to get and run up and down wild like they like to do. I think Carl is going to be important for Leicester to control everything.
Now, if you're the Leicester coach, what would you do in this game to maybe get the win against Derby?
Go home.
Right? He is at home.
Just go home.
Yeah.
I think he's just got to keep things organized. He's got to find ways to get it spread out, get it to the open man. It's going to look a bit helter-skelter out there at times because of the defense Derby plays. If you can get the thing advanced, under control, and stay organized, you stay in a game against Derby, you can beat Derby Storm.
Now, you look at Leicester, what did they have the major problems against you?
I think they didn't have anybody inside of the first game to really take advantage of their low post play. Now they got Purnell, they got Rob. They're going to be all right. I'm picking Leicester to win by 3.
So, you know, he's picking Leicester to win by 3. What do you say?
If Derby shows up and doesn't get too complacent off their coach, to have a good win tonight. If they don't, watch out. This will be a good one.
Can Leicester run with these guys?
I don't think they can. I think a couple guys on Leicester's team can run, but as a unit, I don't think they can. I think they need to slow it down, play a half-court game, work the clock, but make Derby play more defense.
Okay, so thanks for that, fellas. Now, let's find out. Down your right.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Yes, indeed. We're going to introduce the two teams tonight, starting, as usual, with the visitors, who've made the short trip down from the Derby. It's the Storm, and we'll meet the side of 5 who won't start the game first. The starting 5s will come out in just a moment. The teams being introduced to the crowd here at the basketball center as well. Coming out first, Jerome Johnson. At number 7, the veteran Tim Lascelles. Number 8 is Mark Burton. At number 10 will be John Torresvant, former Leicester rider, of course. and number 22, Damon Modeste. Now the starting 5 for Derby. At number 5 will Kip Stone. At number 9, watch out tonight for this man, Darian Evans. Number 20, Cephas Bunton. Number 21, Chris Fight. And finally, number 24, Carl Miller. The head coach is, of course, as Derby get into a huddle, the fans get ready to welcome the hometown team, the Leicester Riders. Wearing number 6 for the Riders, Drew Barrett, a man who's been getting a lot of minutes in recent weeks. Number 8, Dominic Davies. Number 13, returning from injury, although not in the order tonight, is Troy Coleman. And number 14, one of the local lads, Hilroy Thomas. And finally, of the bench 5, number 22, Darren Mills. In the starting 5, at number 5, the Canadian Kevin Gilroy. At number 10, the recent signing, and he seems to be doing a good job for Leicester thus far, Pernell Perry. Number 15, another Canadian in the side, Rob Wilson. Number 21, the veteran Englishman Kevin St. Kitts. And 25, another veteran Englishman, Carl Brown. The coach is Tim Darling.
Will Leicester's coach Tim Darling win his first game, or will Derby build on his 5-game winning streak in the championship? Stay here to find out. It's action time at the Basketball Center as the Derby Storm visit Leicester. It's over to our commentators, Bob Dunnywall and Daniel Rutledge.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Let's take a quick look at the for tonight's game, starting with the Leicester Riders, and the Riders search for their first championship win of the season. A big boost has been given to them by the return from injury of Troy Coleman, who's been absent for their last 4 games. He doesn't find a place in the starting 5, however. Carl Brown, who himself has a wrist bandage, has be the man to watch on the Leicester side. Looking at the visitors, and the Derby Storm's blistering start to the season is a been the major threat this season. He's the championship 4 top scorer. His aggressive athletic style definitely ran former college teammate and ex-Derby star Rico Orton. The 2 teams taking the court then, the Leicester Riders and the Derby Storm will play their 60th meeting in history here tonight. For the record, Leicester lead 37 games to 22. It's Perry and Bunton who jump it up. Bunton wins it easy, and Stone has to run the length of the court to get it back. Bob Dunnywald. Good evening,
Daniel. This should be a good one.
Kevin Gilroy always picking up the steal, but a backcourt violation on Chris Fight as he tried to keep it alive.
Looks like Leicester just trying to take away some ball reversal. A good hustle by Gilroy, keeping Fight from getting the ball at the top.
Gilroy fantastically since Leicester made their changes, cutting 2 players, they brought 1 in, and also had injuries to Troy Coleman.
You'll see most of this game, Darian Evans will hound the point guard, Carl Brown, and just try and make a real miserable night for him all night.
Pernell Perry with the opening score of the night for Leicester. It's 2-0.
Pernell's going to have a big game as we see he steps out on the floor. We talked about him being an inside player. Obviously, showing the ability, he can step out to about 17 feet and knock it down.
Here's Evans. for three is...
He's having that type of year. We played him twice already, and Carl has found ways to get open here, and he can definitely shoot the three.
Darby coming up with some pressure here, and Kevin Kitts will take over the point guard.
Again, Darian just not allowing Carl to break it up. It's Kevin's going to have to hang back and help a lot tonight.
The bookies making Derby Storm heavy favorites here tonight. 9 points they're expected to win by, Bob.
Came in last year to win by you as well, and if you remember correctly, Daniel, I think every game we played was within 3. I'd be surprised if anybody gets out and blows this thing wide open.
There's another look as Perry got the ball inside, was fouled and blocked by Bunton. The foul was whistled against Evans. Having been on both sides, why do you prepare differently?
In fact, I think you try not to prepare differently because the players are so wound up about it anyway. You try and really just calm things down, but prepare just as always. Get in, get ready for the game. The crowd and the players will bring the atmosphere.
Evans, guarded by St. Kitts. Bunton up top, given some space, he'll fire up the three and hits it. 2 threes for the Storm.
He's streaky out there. He's got a nice little touch. You can't give quite that much room. If you get out a little bit further, he'll struggle from that range.
It's Pernell Perry 6, the Derby Storm 6. Evans from the corner, no good. Rebound Gilroy. Away come Leicester with Brown.
Evans at times carried away too much on the perimeter. He's very effective going to the for that jump shot. Leicester should like it.
Brown double team trying to get towards Bunton, came to knock it away. And it'll be a Leicester ball with the shot clock holding at 9.
Leicester's got to be sharp there. They like to run a lot of pick and roll. And Martin Ford, I talked to him last night. He was down scouting our game and said they want to trap the screen on the ball every chance they get. So Leicester's got to be sharper with what they do, passing that thing out.
Gilroy with the shot clock ticking down. Hits the jumper. Leicester back in front. Gilroy with the fadeaway. And then Derby now bring it back. Kevin St. Kitts to Pernell Perry. And Carl Brown will slow things down for Leicester.
This type of tempo will play in Leicester's favor. If you see an up and down game, Derby really should be effective. It can stay in the Riders' chance up.
Wilson going the long way around inside for 2. Stone bringing it back for Derby. But a good look there from Cephas Bunton.
Yeah, good movement, good, nice tempo, move the ball, and as opposed to settling for the corner shot, which Evans did at the back weak side. Chris fight for an easy, ended up putting him at the foul line, but would have been an easy 2 points.
Chris fight makes the first. Levels the game at 10, and it's certainly, if you turned to the top and saw the championship table, you wouldn't think that it'd be 10-all after a few minutes here, but Derby will take the lead as Evans goes up and slams it home. Little celebration for the crowd.
He's an entertainer, he's a bit flamboyant, and again, this is Derby's style. Leicester doesn't get organized and break down this press. You're seeing the league leaders in steals, and Evans likes to have fun.
Derby coming right up court, away come ball back, 3-on-1 with Gilroy. Gilroy goes up, blocked by Bunton. He leads the league in blocks as well. Evans going strong. The tip won't go, and Gilroy with the rebound, only the second missed shot of the night by either side.
Again, it may be difficult, but Carl Brown's got to get the ball in his hands and control the tempo.
It'll be interesting to see how long Tim Darling gives it before he brings Troy Coleman into the game, who has been out with injury over the past 3 or 4 weeks and is his natural point guard. Gilroy to the runner, block again, goaltend, said the referee. Count the basket. What did you make of that, Bob?
I thought it was a good call by the official, but that doesn't bother Darling. Care. They're going to get after it. They're going to intimidate. They're going to continue to try and block shots. They're not going to worry about goaltending calls.
Bunton, 4 blocks a game, leads everybody else in the championship by 2.
I think he had 12 against us, Daniel. We look like a volleyball team set up there to him, and he was just spiking them.
The alley-oop to Bunton from Evans. What a great feed. And Bunton slammed it home.
Right away, bring some energy. Watch Darby right back into the press, trying to force another turnover.
It also brought the Derby fans to their feet. 6 league chances. Brown had it knocked away by Evans from behind, and it's a 3-on-1 break. Stone back to Bunton. Bunton double dribble, said the referee. Just couldn't. We're halfway through the first quarter here. Leicester Riders trailing by 2. After this fast break turnover, Tim Darling for Leicester. Let's go down and take a listen.
Here, right? Guards are like this, screen across, come to the ball. Then you push your guards down to the baseline. Misdirect, come back, we want to get you the ball here. And then the guards go through, and Carl steps back in bounds. Once he gets it, everybody clear, all right? When they run fist, we're in the 3-2 matchup. When they call fist, that's the only time. 10 seconds, 10 o'clock, we got to run the 2-man with Carl and Robert Parnell. All right?
I can't.
Defensively, we've got to front the post even with the guards. Half the post even with the guards. Stay at our tempo, guys, our tempo. But they're making runs because we get out of control. We turn it all over. Yeah.
And talk in that timeout is about how they're going to get the ball to Carl Brown and how they're going to break the stress. He is carrying that injury that he has got taped up. He has all over.
Maybe he's taped up with Darian Evans all over him, and he's got to find a way, and that's what they were diagramming, getting him back across where they can get Carl the ball to break this pressure.
Going the other way, the way all 10 guys are in it. The long pass to Gilroy breaks the press, misses the left. Perry with the rebound, slams it home.
He is athletic, and he gets up quick. Nice way to break the press for an easy deuce.
Miller for his second 3 of the night doesn't go. Perry rising highest for it. Carl Brown this time opting to slow it down for Leicester. I would assume if they can keep the tempo as slow as possible, it'll be beneficial for them in the long run.
If they can get easy baskets against the press, they need to. If not, control it, slow it down, and do exactly what Carl just did there. Nice offensive play.
Some Kits getting it into the big man Wilson in the post, and he did the rest. Here's Darian Evans. Some Kits looking for the steal. Evans going past him, loses the handle, and away comes Carl Brown. Brown has Wilson and Perry here on the trail. Perry goes up underneath. It loses. Wilson going up. Oh, what a block by Cephas Bunton, and he let Rob Wilson know about it.
He did let him know. They like to taunt a little bit. They like to get after it, and they definitely like to taunt. But, you know, Leicester's just got to keep their head. Those are plays they've got to be able to make. They just got to keep their head and keep forcing the action down at this end to get good shots.
Wilson looked for a certain dunk there, but was blocked by Cephas Bunton. Here's Perry. Off the glass, in and out, and the rebound is with Evans. To Evans, blocked at the other end now. We got blocks coming left, right, and center here in the opening few minutes.
Darian's watching officials. He's finding his coach. He needs to calm down a little bit. You know, he's bobbled a few plays. He got his shot block. He just needs to settle in here a little bit, leave referees alone.
Chris Fight giving some room behind the arc. Can't do that. Chris Fight been knocking that shot out all his career.
St. Kitts just got a little too high, lost where Chris was. It was a good screen by Darian down on that corner.
Gilroy underneath. Fires high to avoid the block, but fired short. Back comes Kip Stone. Kip Stone all on his own, goes up, foul called. Wave off the score, it was slammed in by Evans. He might have been better leaving it, could have dropped.
He got up there pretty high. We're going to see the end of this. You can see his blue socks up above the net.
Check the first time is Troy Coleman for the Leicester Riders. He's been out with a plethora of injuries. He's had 2 ankle injuries, a knee injury, an arm injury. He's been out for the last 4 games, and they'll be pleased to see him back.
He's just been injured. We'll leave it at that. He's been injured, the whole thing.
Also in at the same time is Drew Barrett, who has been receiving some extended minutes because of Coleman's injury. Stone makes them both. Leicester looking to get up the floor quickly before the press can set. And Brown just about does that, but he's in double team pressure. Here is Coleman. Perry, round to Barrett. Sloppy pass by Barrett is picked off by Bunton. Evans with the quick release, smart play by Darian Evans.
He knows how to get open. He just he started to hedge out and then back cut on him, and a really good play off the other end, off the glass and in.
The Derby Storm have opened up the biggest lead of the game so far at 5 here, 7 minutes into the opening period. And that is because they've netted the last 7 points. Brown from 20 feet is long. Wilson fighting for it. Who did it touch last? It must have been Wilson because it's a Derby ball. Evans with the size advantage on Coleman in the post. The trail from Bunton, and nobody picked him up.
They're doing a good job right now of getting it inside, getting movement on the weekend, and really getting cuts to the basket, as we see here, Bunton just putting one up.
Derby with the steal, the quick release 3 from Kip Stone, and suddenly the Derby Storm have leapt into a 10-point lead. And much of it is coming.
They're getting off their defense is just outstanding at the moment, and if it continues, you know, Leicester better keep their heads. If they decide to fold this thing early, it could get embarrassing.
This time, Carl Brown with an easy walk over the halfway line. But that has been the exception rather than the rule so far tonight. Coleman coming round the screen, gets it in by Bunton, and away come the Storm. Evans wants the alley-oop, but the 3 is put up by Kip Stone, and Derby are up 13.
If he's not careful, they're going to turn this thing over again.
Don't go to it. Brown fires up. And there's a foul on the rebound. It's on Rob Wilson, as Cephas fought for it. 1:23 to go, and the Derby Storm blistered out here to a 13-point advantage, Bob Dunawald. After a quarter time, Martin Ford will go down and take a listen to him.
Form, okay?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Come back.
You get beat here. Okay, let's say we get beat and they're coming down. Chase back. Block it from behind. As Tress says, we've got guys that'll get that ball. Okay, just allow us to go again.
Yeah, come on, fellas. Don't let up on their ass. Yo, they're getting frustrated. We keep doing this. Another 3-4 minutes, they're going to quit. I heard Stan. Come on,
Don't always reach there. You got a great trap. Listen up. When you got a great trap, you don't need to reach. It's always coming down and coming down. Okay?
If they're going to cross, just switch that.
Hey. Hey, they may go zone now. They're going to try something different. Hey, but let's recognize first. Let's go, let's go.
Montford very calm and well might be with the way his team are playing here. They've shot the ball stunning. Look at that, 5 of 6 from 3-point line.
They've gotten wide open looks. We saw Carl Miller start it. We saw Chris fight on the right side of the corner. And then lately it's been Kip Stone eating it up. But I'm more impressed, other than that, I'm really impressed with the baskets they're getting off.
Kip Stone lobbing it, picked off by Parnell Perry. Brown has Coleman with him. Coleman spins back out to back Stone. Bunton looking to penetrate, double pump. Couple of bounces to go, but Evans tips it home. Brown gets it to Barrett. Barrett in trouble, reaching round. That's exactly what
Barrett's ball handling skill still needs some improvement. He looked a bit nervous, and Carl just kind of bailed him out. He missed the kicker, as we saw at the top of our screen, cutting through. You know, they've got to get Drew Barrett out of the way and let Carl bring this thing up.
Troy Coleman penetrating, has knocked away illegally, says the referee, and there's a foul called. It's on Coleman Miller again, and that's his second.
Coleman's got to become assertive. You know, Perry's trying, Carl's trying, you know, Wilson and Drew are doing what they can. Coleman's got to get going with more plays like this.
John Tresvant into the game for the first time here tonight. One of the few remaining players from your team last year, Bob.
Yeah, him, Tim Lascelles, and Martin Ford are the 3 remainers. Everybody else bolted camp.
We've been stuck on 16 for it seems an eternity, have finally broken that. Coleman makes them both. Riders themselves now coming with a little bit of pressure, broken by the Storm. Here's Evans. Evans with the high arc up.
You're not going to be able to press superior athletes. Darby is very athletic. The press is just going to speed them up and play into their advantage.
Troy Coleman on his own in the backcourt, going past Evans, and looking to set up a play for Leicester. St. Kitts with a finger roll. Gilroy knocked it down. Wilson couldn't see it. Fight did, away from Bunton. Fires up on the buzzer for 3. It's low, but Kip Stone has hit some big threes for the Derby Storm here. They've come out and had a blistering finish to the first period. At the end of one, it's Leicester 18, Derby 33. We'll be right back after this.
You can't move nowhere. Man, you got man.
Welcome back to the basketball center where the Derby Storm lead the Leicester Riders by 33 points to 18. The three-point shooting there is absolutely unbelievable by Derby.
They're knocking it down. They're getting good and just getting lucky. They're getting really good looks and knocking it down.
Flipping over to the next page and looking at the rebounding, and Derby doing a pretty good job there too.
Yeah, the only surprising thing are the turnovers are exactly the same. You know, that stuns me a bit. But rebounding, they're just more active. They got more active players right now, and they're playing hard.
And look at the Derby just pulled away with it. We're ready to go now with the second quarter. It'll be Wilson and Bunton to jump it up. Now, one thing that stood out for me here, Bob, is there's no Parnell Perry in the game. I think he had Leicester's first 6 points. He sat down at the end of the first quarter, and he's not out on the hit.
He must be giving him a bit of a breather to end the quarter, during the quarter, and a little bit to start this quarter. But obviously, he won't sit him too long. He's got to get back in this basketball game because this thing is long from over. Get him his rest, get him back in, and they can get back into this.
That's the view from Pernell Perry's seat. To Bunton. Bunton going past Barrett, flipped it into the middle into traffic. It came off a Derby player last. I can only assume it was Evans because it's a Leicester ball.
They were getting a drive in the first quarter and getting those cutters down lane, making that feed. Leicester did a much better job in this second quarter in there and causing the turnover.
Coleman left on his own for the team to come. He got it to St. Kitts and on to Barrett. Coleman driving through the middle, Tresvant going to the ground. St. Kitts open for three, knocks it out, and that's the first one tonight for Leicester.
See, Coleman can get in there. He's got good quickness. He's got good ball handling skills. He got into the lane and got his man an open look.
Evans' shot doesn't go. Here's Coleman running again. Coleman had it picked from behind by Evans, and it'll be a Leicester ball. And now Pernell Perry will check back into the game for Leicester. He is their leading scorer with 8. Gilroy to Coleman. Leicester again trying to slow the tempo down. St. Kitts lines up another 3, not this time. The long rebound comes out to Evans and away come Derby. Bunton looking to go through the middle, finds Evans.
Again, Daniel, this thing is slowed down just a bit, and I think this is definitely in Leicester's favor. They need to get a stop and a rebound here.
They get the stop, but not the rebound, and it'll be a... And certainly Morton Ford thought that was a foul.
I wasn't sure. Terry, I thought he was acting like the refrigerator there for a second. I thought he was going to get a tackle, but...
His 2 uncles both played American football. The more famous of the 2, William Perry, the Fridge, you may have heard of, from the Chicago Bears. Back when they were winning Super Bowls. His Tresvant underneath, fouled, but couldn't get the shot to go as Gilroy landed on top of him.
Not a bad foul, though, Daniel. Tresvant isn't the best free throw shooter in the world, as opposed to giving up the easy 2. Let's make him earn it.
It's his 3rd personal foul, though, and we're only 12 minutes into the game. Tresvant, though, does make them both.
He didn't do that last year. He never did that last year.
St. Kitts, guarded by Tresvant, goes past them. They both played for Manchester, of course. Gilroy has it. St. Kitts lobs it. Coleman did well to save it. There was foul called off the ball. And Leicester got lucky. The foul was on a Derby player. I think it was on Fight, because that was a turnover and Tresvant was off and running.
The whole place kind of got quiet. I'm not sure anybody understood what went on.
Carl Brown back into the game for Leicester. Coleman needs to get it in quick. Pass gets it to drop, and he's the first Leicester player into double figures.
He can get the ball. They've got to continue to get him good looks. He gets that thing in the paint. He's pretty good, Daniel.
Good move. 2 veteran players with a veteran move.
That was pretty. Just the give and go on the back side, and Chris for the easy deuce. Really nice basketball.
At the other end, Perry went up high and was fouled by Darian Evans.
Derby like to block shots, but the one way you can exploit him is go off the basket and get them to foul you, as we see here. Purnell's not backing down. He's going at it, as we see hit on the head, and Darren's going to have to come out of this contest.
He does indeed. That picks up his second and goes to the bench. Damien Modeste checking into the game.
It should be his third foul, Daniel. He should have had a third foul for the Blue Sox.
Says the man with the orange jacket. Pernell Perry now leads all scorers with 12 personal points, as neither side have missed from the line in 6 attempts each. Leicester coming with some zone defense here, Bob.
Zone defense, they need to keep an eye on. I think that's a really good call by Coach Darling.
Wilson to St. Kitts. St. Kitts at the foul line, hits the jump shot, and Leicester have trimmed it back to.
They are getting good looks, and again, they're more organized right now. They're still attacking, but with patience, and just a really nice setup by St. Kitts. And again, a good call by Coach Darling. Get into that zone and see if we can't change it up a bit.
Bunton for 3 in and out, rebound fight, though blocked by Robinson. How many blocks have we seen in the game tonight? 4 or 5 at least.
Bunton's got to find ways to get inside. He likes to step out from time to time, but he's not nearly as effective outside as he is inside.
For 2.
Yeah, really good setup by Tresvant. He seems to be finding fight and getting them good looks.
Knocks it out, and the lead is down to single figures.
Defensive advantage, the defensive intensity by Derby is really starting to slow up, and they're taking good advantage.
Fight again, same spot, same result. Just seemed to have forgot about him out there.
They lost him on switching inside. They're trying to match up. He ran that baseline and got us a nice 15-foot look.
Dalby's lead has been trimmed down to 11. It was down to as few as 9 a moment ago, and that prompted Martin Ford to call a timeout. Let's take a listen.
They're in the zone. We're in blue. Get a high and low. Okay. Roll and replace. Ball comes this side. Roll down. Replace. But we need ball movement. Ball movement. Okay. Alternative, we can run blue. We can run blue against that. Okay. Hit the wing. Come down. Screen away. Get the guy. Get the screen coming back. Okay. But it's all about ball movement. Okay. Don't hold the ball against the zone. Let's keep it moving. Look to move yourself and move the basketball. We'll get these shots. Okay, good job, okay. But when you're defending here, okay, don't play this side, okay, and don't play on the side of him. Just keep it. You're quick enough just to keep moving laterally and keep him in front of you. Okay. Let's go.
We were saying there aren't many of the old Derby players still on the Derby team. There's one of them, Yorick Williams, now with the Birmingham Bullets, who of course play Derby tomorrow.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. I like the hair, York. I like the jewelry. You're looking good, baby.
Here's the points by quarter so far, and you can see how Derby exploded away at the end of the first quarter to lead 33-18. Leicester have been here in the second period to trim it back.
Interesting timeout. Martin talked about the offense down at the zone end. He didn't actually address anything defensively where I think they've really let up a bit.
Pernell Perry going strong in a big battle with Bunton and managed to get it in.
He's a good player. He's a really good player and causes a mismatch down in there because he can also step out on the floor.
Knocked away by Carl Brown. He's off and running on his own. He sees Perry on the trail, goes up for a massive slam, and the foul is called. And that has brought the Leicester fans to their feet, Bob.
That was unbelievable. He threw that down with some authority. And it was just a really unselfish play by Carl. And the Derby defender wasn't smart enough to get out of the way as a big fella came and threw it down.
Boom. Carl Brown gets himself an assist right there, I tell you.
He's put together. Daniel, I don't know what the Derby defender was thinking going in there against the big man.
As his uncle's the fridge, they've been calling him the mini fridge round here. And he converts the three-point play, and out of nowhere, it's a 6-point ball game.
6-point game. The crowd's starting to light up a little bit, and Leicester's coming in with.
Troy Coleman harassing Kip Stone up top. Kip Stone, though, finds a gap, goes through, it's away, loose ball, Coleman has it. Tresvant all over him, steals it right back, but loses it out of bounds, and it's a Leicester ball.
One thing I liked about coaching John Tresvant is he never quit on a play, and he could always come up with a few things. Even though they didn't get the ball back, he caused a bit of distraction.
He goes up for a big slam off the back of the ring, but the foul was called.
I think these players are starting to realize what this rivalry is about. Stone was going right back at it off of Purnell's dunk. He wanted to get one down, too.
It certainly has sparked into life this game in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think Purnell tried to make a statement down at this end, and Kip's trying to send a message back. He just couldn't quite get down, threw it off the back rim. When I was coaching Martin Ford, he used to get up and dunk them like that.
Kip Stone short on the free throw, though. And suddenly it doesn't look too bad a foul there by Troy Coleman.
Oh, it was a good foul as long as he didn't make the basket, as we saw can happen down at the other end.
Wilson hands over to with the slap, and the problem Tresvant's had through his career is he gets called for that slap, whether he knocks the ball loose or not. It's such a big, obvious slap that the referees.
Yeah, but it's never the foul. Just ask Tresvant. It's not a foul.
Yes, indeed. John Tresvant has never been whistled for a foul he's liked in his life. Trez is there again, trying to rip it away. Carl Brown did well to keep it alive. St. Kitts for another three, not this time. He's hit a couple already tonight.
He's getting good looks, though, Daniel. He'll get those down. It was good movement by Carl, and Kevin will end up hitting those shots. He's a veteran. He knows what this is all about.
Been shooting the ball very well this year, has Kevin St. Kitts for Leicester. The foul called there on Coleman. Foul number 2 in the space of not much more than a minute.
That was a pretty tight foul right there. I think they're trying to take the emotion, a bit out of the game. I kind of liked it a little bit. We were starting to get some excitement.
Was minimal contact. Darian Evans checks back into the game. Tresvant goes. There's the foul count so far, 8-6. And Coleman, who's just picked up rebound.
The way Derby played defense, though, Daniel, they're going to typically have more fouls. They gamble, they reach, they slap the ball loose. They're going to come up with more fouls normally than their opponent.
Along the baseline, Evans off the feed from Kip Stone for 2. Brown looking to penetrate through the middle, goes all the way and is blocked again by Bunton.
Good timing, and he likes coming over from the weak side to block shots, and he's very effective in there, throwing it out of bounds.
Accredited there for his second block of the night. He leads the league. Wilson strong inside, blocked again by Bunton. So he's almost there to 4, and we haven't reached halftime. Dancing through the middle, finds some kids. Double pump, there's another block in there. It's loose ball, and it's a Derby ball.
A few block shots, and all of a sudden, Kevin St. Kitts goes the whole stops and pump fakes here. And there's no need for that. If he goes up strong, he can draw the contact, but that's what shot blockers do.
More often than not, it's the intimidation of the previous block shots than the threat of the shot being blocked itself. Evans looking to go to work on Barrett, now decides to reset with Kip Stone.
Daniel, you said that like you've had yours blocked a few times in your day.
Never. Evans. I'm a shot blocker, you see, Bob. Miller with the rebound. Bunton bumped off the play by Pernell Perry.
Pernell has got to learn in this league. If you get arms in there, which a lot of Americans are used to being allowed to do, as we see here, he's got to get that arm, his right arm, out wide. They will not allow that in this league.
Troy Coleman comes back in now for Drew Barrett after a couple-minute break after picking up foul number 2. Evans, good position, goes string it short though, and Wilson with the rebound. The referee about it as Leicester break 3 on 2. Through again by Bunton, stumbling to the ground, traveling violation as Kip Stone had nowhere to go.
Bunton's got the ball. Bunton's really trying to wind him up as Kevin doesn't exactly go in there with everything he's got, and Bunton really jawing at him.
He's certainly shown why he's the best shot blocker in the league so far this season.
Outside of course, of Kevin Cadle, he is one heck of an athlete.
Brown driving through the middle is fouled, I believe, by Tresvan. He has that innocent look on his face again.
Once again, Trez didn't foul him. There's no way Trez fouled him. Trez never fouls.
It's the big slap in as well. Carl Brown at the free throw line, looking for his first points of the night.
He's got his hands full, though. For Leicester to win, he doesn't necessarily have to score. He has to be effective with the ball and really get other guys good looks.
In fact, he's shooting down on his career average this year, mainly because of his play at point guard, because of the injury to Troy Coleman. He is one of the top 10 assist men in the league so far this season as a result of it, though. Bunton all on his own, no defense there. Somebody missed an assignment. Trez saw the pass, though.
St. Kitts overplayed at the top of the key and wasn't paying any attention as the man back cut him, got the easy 2.
Stolen away by Evans. He's going to go up for the river. Oh, he dropped it. Lost it out of his hands. And he was looking for the spectacular and ended up with nothing.
He did that in the game against us in overtime. He went and tried to do the same thing and threw it off the back thing and ended up costing the game. He likes to have fun and gets loose, but he's got to stay more focused than that.
Brown going up and lays it in as Leicester get the steal and run the court, and it could have been 12. Now it's 8.
It's amazing what a mistake like that. Everybody's upset, you're down, and Leicester sees the moment and get the easy deuce.
Bunton is blocked by St. Kitts for a change. Brown comes up with it. Brown's off and going. Feeds back to Coleman. Smart play from Carl Brown.
He's playing well, Carl. And he's a nice, solid, heady player. And when he's giving up the ball like that, he can be very effective.
And Leicester have once again trimmed it back down to 6. It has been as many as 15. Stone for 3. No. Rebound Wilson, stolen by Tresvan, and he saved it to Evans this time. Evans with the layup.
Yeah, as many times as Trez hounds around and comes up with plays to save the basketball team.
Seven turnovers against 9 thus far. Both teams have had some pretty good. Perry lines up at 3. That's not really his range, and it doesn't go. Fast break, Bunton decides to slow everything down.
Perry's got to use a little bit more discipline on that shot. He was really scoring around the basket. He can't settle for the easy 3.
Rebound Perry. He's off and running 3-on-2 break. Brown trying to get it through. Good defense from Miller. Ball loose on the floor. Brown couldn't.
Carl upset at himself. 3-on-2 fast break. He's got to complete the play. But Leicester's got to be happy. You know, they were really struggling early, and they've cut this thing down to 8 with 17 to go.
Drew Barrett will come in for Kevin St. Kitts for these last few seconds.
That'll keep St. Kitts from picking up a defensive foul. Good substitution there. Get Drew in there, a good active body defensively.
Miller just about keeps it in bounds, under pressure, gets the lob up on the buzzer is long. Evans with the heads-up play, but it was too short. And at the end of the first play, we've seen some spectacular blocks from Cyphers punting the Derby.
A game that has really excited me with the
Bring it, bring it, bring it. See what you got. Can't take me, man. What you got.
And what has turned out to be a very exciting first half. Here we have the first point of the game, Brown to Perry to open up the scoring. Now Derby, who lead the league in steals, show us how they do it by pressing, coming up with a steal. This puts Derby up by 2, 12-10. And we said the game has it all. Turnovers, steals, blocks, and a little bit of intimidation. Now, I did say earlier that Derby leads the league in block shots and talking as well. Leicester start to attack the press. Kevin St. Kitts drops the tray. Leicester trail by 9, 39-30. Carl Brown gets a steal. He then waits for a teammate. Delivers to the fridge. Some of this at the half. Lead for Derby, 48-40. Game really has surprised me with the excitement of it. But where do you see holes in the Derby defense?
I think they're just very active hands. You know, when you're dribbling the ball, you can't ever relax. You got to pay attention. And Carl did a good job early on, midway through that first quarter.
Leicester offensively, how would you say, or what would you say they should do to control this press?
Control it, obviously, for the guards to start with, but don't be afraid to continue to attack. If you can get into gap, you can get 3-on-2 breaks at the end of it, then all of a sudden you force Derby into a half-court situation where you can beat them.
What type of effect has Cephas Bunting had on this game?
He's dominated down there. He's blocking everything. He's got guys scared to go down there, and that's what he wants to do. They're not very big, but he's getting up and he's athletic.
Now, they lifted him for 4 blocks, but I think he had a lot more than 4 blocks.
Yeah, he had about 7. I think me and you counted about 7. He had a couple, one, like you said, they're not worried about goal. He's going to go out there and intimidate and trash what they're doing.
Okay, let's look at the match facts and see what they tell us for the first half. Leicester not shooting bad from the field, 50 or 47% to 50% for Derby.
They're both getting open looks. It's kind of a transition game, so they're both getting some decent looks. Darb's really
Derby in the first quarter was shooting like 60% from the 2-point range, so they've kind of with the story on the board tells us. You know, you look at the rebounds, and it's it's a big advantage by by the Storm. What do you see there?
There's not a lot of rebounds to be had. You know, a lot of easy baskets, a lot of layups. The press is causing turnovers. They're good putting the ball in the baskets. So I think they definitely got to control the boards in the second half and stop with the turnovers.
For Derby, out of those 9 offensive rebounds, they've been able to come up with 10 points. But for Leicester, surprisingly, out of those 8 steals that they come up with, they've had get 13 points out of that. So let's look at we had the leadometer. It looks like somebody's digging for coal right there. It started off decently in the game, and then it was like all one-way traffic for Derby. Leicester had a chance to get it down to 4 points when Kevin St. Kitts hit tried a 3-point attempt, but it didn't win. You look at a guy like Carl Brown. What would you say his effect that he's had on the game?
so far, when he's been able to get the ball and control the tempo, I think he's done a decent job. I think what Leicester has to come up with is better ways to get Darian Evans off of him, get him the ball, let him control it. He's found now Kevin St. Kitts twice for open threes. Kevin hasn't buried them. If he had, we'd have a point ball game. So I think Carl thinks he needs to. They just get him the ball more.
Thinking of getting the guy the ball, get the ball enough to Pernell Perry.
I don't think so. I think as a point guard, I think coming off the press, you got to look to push the ball and get easy layups. They're doing an okay job of breaking the press, but they're not making Darby pay for that. And Darby's continuing to press him and get some steals. So if they can get Pernell the ball on the break, he's going to finish. You already saw him do it a couple times.
Can Leicester come back?
I hope they can. That'll be my first prediction on Sky if you're right. So I want to be 1-0.
Okay, so Suzanne doesn't let any news slip by. She grabs the ball and makes it Sue's news.
As we predicted a month ago, James Hamilton has joined the Chester Jets as a replacement for Clarence Tyson, who has returned to the States because of injury after only one game. New London Leopards coach Bob Dunwald has made his first change to the roster. Guard Larry Johnson has been replaced by 6'1" American Jason Kidd, played for Bob Dunwald Sr. at the University of Western Michigan. We reported last week that an injury to Roger Huggins had threatened his involvement with the England team. I'm glad to say the injury is not as severe as first thought, and he will be able to take part in the forthcoming games. In the NBA, John Amici made his debut for the Orlando Magic in the season-opening loss against the Charlotte Hornets. He has played in the 2 losses of their 3 games so far, scoring a total of 15 points. Brandon Brantley of the London Leopards has been awarded the BBL Player of the Month following an impressive display of rebounding. Martin Ford of the Derby Storm has been awarded the Coach of the Month after his side, beaten only once this season, moved Cadle every Thursday on the Dave Clark Live Show, Sky Sports News at approximately 5:30 p.m. You can also find out all the news around the league in Cadle's Corner at www.skysports.co.uk. There's also our new email address. It's basketball@bskyb.com, so do get in touch with all your gossip about what's going on in British basketball. One result from last night. Birmingham Bullets inflicted the first defeat on Group leaders the Leopards and look favourite to take second place. London Towers lead Group B over Thames Valley, who have equal points but have played 1 game more. Group C leaders, the Manchester Giants, have a perfect record and are certain to qualify, with second spot being fought out between Newcastle and Milton Keynes. Sheffield Sharks also have a perfect record at the top of Group D, with the runner-up spot likely to go to the Brighton Bears. Next week, Uniball Trophy matches again take centre stage. The Chester Jets play host to the Plymouth Raiders. The Derby Storm, still looking for their first win in the competition, take on the Bullets. The Brighton Bears take the long trip north to Sheffield for a top-of-the-grid clash. And the Tigers entertain unbeaten Towers at the Bracknell Sports Centre. On Wednesday, Group C leaders, the Manchester Giants, host the Lions at the MEN Arena. And in the same group, on Friday, strugglers, the Sutton Pumas from the National League, look for their first win against the Newcastle Eagles at the Westcroft Leisure Centre. Next Saturday in the trophy, the winless Leicester Riders take on Edinburgh Rocks at the Basketball Centre. The Solent Stars play host to the Birmingham Bullets at the Fleming Park Leisure Centre. And unbeaten group leaders, the Sheffield Sharks, have a long trip down to the Plymouth Raiders. 2 games in the Championship next Saturday. The Tigers meet the Leopards in an all-South clash at the Bracknell Sports Centre, and in a live game at the Brighton Centre, the Bears take on the Milton Keynes Lions.
Well, Brandon Brantley couldn't be here today, but Bob Dunwald's here to accept his award. Hopefully he's still with the team. I don't think you got rid of him yet, have you?
If we did, I'll keep this.
Okay.
I'll be the player of the month.
So we want to give that to him. Now, at the end of the game, Suzanne will present Martin Ford with his Coach of the Month award, and we also have a super interview with Steve Bucknam. Hey, stay with us. We have a great game here. The Derby Storm lead by 48-40. All the second half action coming up. Just stay with us.
Serious. I'm like, the police, I just handcuffed you with the ball. You can't, you got, man. I got.
The Derby Storm lead, 48-40, is back to our comms. Here we have Daniel and Bob Dunwald.
Thank you very much, Kevin. They may not have won a game this year, but the Leicester fans always his turn out for this one. The big East Midlands rivalry was underway in the second half. Last touch, the referees didn't see it, so we'll take the jump in. Both Wilson and Bunton had a tip of it, and the referees couldn't work out who it hit last. That time, Bunton won the tip, but only to Carl Brown. And the Riders will start with Troy Coleman. Brown looking to penetrate past Fight, nowhere to go, back out to St. Kitts. Brown short, Perry fights for it and wins it, and the Riders will reset.
Good ball movement, good tempo. I like what I see. The initial play was actually to get Purnell inside. They didn't have it, and they found Carl shooting up the gap for the ball.
Purnell Perry, the leading scorer and leading rebounder. Carl Brown, again, slicing through the middle. Fires up with 6 on the shot clock, short, and this time Fight was quicker than Perry to it. To Evans. Now Stone on the far side, here he is, looking in the post for Fight, but Perry is in the way. Here's Bunton now, trying to lob into Evans, but the pass was too far away and let him get it.
Darby's intensity, I think, is definitely gone down about 4 or 5 notches from what we saw in the opening game. They're getting sloppy with the ball, sloppy with their passes. Leicester, if they'll just knock down some shots, would make this one very interesting game heading into the 4th quarter.
Coleman with the bounce pass to Perry, perhaps should have thrown it to his chest instead, and Darby come up with the steal. Fight has Evans open underneath and finds him for the easy layup. Coleman out to St. Kitts for 3. That's off the mark. Perry and Bunton fighting for it. No signal from the referee. Must be a Derby ball as Leicester run back.
Again, good penetration by Coleman. The kick out to St. Kitts. You know, he's getting good looks. He's going to have to knock some of those down.
Made his first 2 3-pointers, has missed his last 3, Kevin St. Kitts. Evans through the middle, running into Carl Brown, and a charging foul is called against him.
That's a good call. Good job by Carl. Got his nose in there and got it dirty and picked up a crucial 3rd foul, as I think we're going to have to see Darren Evans come out of this game.
And indeed, Martin Ford quickly in to replace him with John Tresvant coming in. Evans ambles to the bench in no particular hurry.
That's kind of the pace we're seeing around now is kind of the game we've seen out of him. You know, turnovers, mishaps, missed dunks. We haven't seen true Darian Evans here tonight on Sky.
We haven't seen the true Darian Evans. He still has 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Not bad for an off night. Carl Brown fires up, misses, tipped out to Tresvant. St. Kitts has Coleman and Brown ahead of him. Here's Coleman from the corner. Wasn't intimidated by Bunton flying at him.
No, he wasn't, but he was 20 feet or 15 feet out as opposed to in the paint, and Cephas got there late. Leicester, again, broke the initial press, got a good 3-on-2 look, and as Travis said during the break, if they can force the action and get some easy baskets, they'll have a much better chance of winning this basketball game.
Fight, given some space, Coleman running in, but the 3 doesn't go. Wilson hands over to Brown. Brown now to Coleman, lines up a 3. Troy Coleman hits the 3, and Leicester quickly at the other end. Here's the look at Coleman's 3, and at the other end, a quick pass break with Chris Fight finishing off the layup. Brown getting it to Perry. Wilson short. short. St. Kitts tips it out to Brown. Leicester reset. Here's Coleman along the baseline. Double team by Trezvant, not loose. Trez wanted the ball as well, but didn't get it.
If they call a foul, then he thinks he didn't foul. If they don't give him the ball, then he wants the ball. Not bad by Trez. Good hustle, knocking it loose.
Brown. Brown going all the way, the long way, fired high. Again, the intimidation from Bunton really put him off, and the Storm leads to Bunton. Double pump is fouled by Kevin St. Kitts.
Those missed opportunities by Leicester could come back to haunt them. Another missed layup and another chance to cut this lead. Instead, we see Carl Miller go the other way, get it to Bunton, who gets fouled.
Bunton to first. Cyphers Bunton with the air ball. And according to Martin Ford, he does that at least once a game.
I think he blocked his own free throw. That's what it was. He should get a block shot and an air ball.
Coleman. Coleman double team by Trez. Hands over to Brown. Wilson. Perry with the rebound, gets his first score of the second half.
Attacked the basket, got it inside. Perry stayed active. Perry's playing pretty hard right now, and it should be effective because I think Darby, again, and I've said it before, I think they really cooled off.
Oh, what a three from Kip Stone with the defender right in his face. Stolen away by Chris Fight off the sloppy pass. Into double figures. Broken up by St. Kitts at the other end. Brown lob with him and lay that in for two.
Leicester just hanging around and hanging around. Darby really needs to put a spurt on him and put him out of, put him out of this thing. You leave Leicester hanging around, be careful, because Darby in the games I've played against them have gotten things close and haven't been able to finish it off late.
Chris Fight trying to put things big on Leicester. He nets another three-pointer, his second of the night. 16 points. I don't think he's had a defender near him all night. Coleman with the high arcing shot. Didn't quite go. Bunton slaps the ball off the boards as he rebounds it. Finds Miller, who lines up a three. Yes, back-to-back threes from Derby, and they pulled away to a 13-point lead.
Temple picked up, couple quick rebounds, couple easy looks, couple threes. And all of a sudden you hear the Derby crowd starting to light things up.
Wilson's pass for Coleman's too high, and it's out of bounds. Derby Storm looking to add to the 10 points they've got off 11 turnovers so far, and they do with Carl Miller.
That was just too easy by Leicester. They've got to make it a little bit more difficult for Carl Miller than just get in there and lay it in.
Perry for three is short. St. Kitts gets goes up. Oh, Miller and him are hugging underneath. He's still got it up. Bunton flips around again, 5 open for three. This one's short. Trezvant going after it. Wilson knocked him to the ground, and the foul called.
That time as they reversed the ball to Chris Fight, although he was open, Perry at least made an effort to try and make him hurry the shot a bit. You see Perry at the lower end of the screen come flying. Chris had to rush it a little bit.
Kevin Gilroy checked back into the game. There was a delay. They put it late, and he's now got his timeout. Let's go down and take to Tim Darling's timeout.
All right, listen, guys. No, we're going to run stack. We're running stack. They're switching on all the screens. All right? So as soon as, when you guys see cut through, I want the offside high post guy to come up. Look to give him the ball, duck in, and you guys on this side scissor. All right? If it's not there, whatever side it's on, the onside post guy screen on the ball, run a two-man game to finish it. So just in the stack, start in the stack, step up, pin down, all right? See cut, enter it with the pass here, offside high post guy come, or dribble entry, all right? I want to try to get a high-low look off, and if not, two-man game. Guys, we're playing lethargic right now. We got to get our energy level back, just deal with their busyness, all right? That's it, just composure. Right now, we're going to come out, we're going to 2-3 zone, one trip only, under inbounds, okay? 2-3 zone, one trip only, all right? Let's go, fellas.
Well, they say lies, damn lies, and statistics, Bob, but that stat right there pretty much sums up the game.
Yeah, it does. Leicester is unable to put over 67%. And when they did start to crawl back in that second quarter, you saw the percentages were much better.
You can see by the points per quarter how the shooting percentages has affected it, and that's why Derby have this 13-point lead. Can Leicester come, Bob?
Yeah, they can come back. You know, Tim switched up the defense. 2-3 zone. He's talking about exploiting the switching that Darby's doing at the defensive end. You know, if they complete some plays, and like Tim said, up the energy, they can definitely have a chance to. They need to here.
Carl Brown double team. Tresvan eventually rips it away. Bunton leading the break. He slams it home. Nice and easy. No trying the reverse or anything like Evans in the first half.
No, I'm sure Martin had a few words about that at halftime. Instead of trying to get fancy.
Coleman with the rearrange, nowhere to go. Tresvan with the loose ball, pick up. Bunton needs Fight. Fight had to stop a bit to come up with it, and that caused the fast break to end. Broken up by Wilson, back out to Tresvan. Time ticking down on the Dog offense. Tresvan going the long way round, throws it straight to Coleman. And one for Troy Coleman. And he even attempted the block there.
No, he didn't attempt it at all. I think the best part of that play was Martin Ford yelling, swing the ball. Proceeded to dribble, 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 pass it to the other team. And Martin Ford's expression was outstanding.
Kip Stone called for the foul as Coleman goes to the line for the three-point play. He converts. It's down to 12 with a minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. Stolen again by Barry. He's had two passed right to him in the last two plays. Good pass from Coleman to Wilson for the layup.
It's Leicester now starting to get some fast break opportunity. Darby a little bit relaxed, getting back on D. A little bit relaxed, passing out of the post there. Nice job by Leicester.
Martin Ford screaming at his team to move it. It's lobbed in. Coleman breaks it up. Bunton couldn't hang on. And a third turnover in a row. And Martin Ford is not a happy man.
He looks good angry. You know, last year he sat next to me. He was, calm down, Bob. Calm down, Bob. Now it's his turn.
For that 3 in a row for Derby. Leicester almost commit turnover number 13, but Derby just couldn't quite keep it in. 2 seconds to go. Bunton looking to run it all the way back. Foul is called on Barrett.
Cephas Bunton is a good player. Very good. But don't just get caught up in the athletics. Basketball player.
Here's a look at it. The foul on the floor there, says the referee, before the shot there. So it'll be an end-line ball. Hilroy Thomas will check into the game. The first time this evening. Scored the last 4 points of that first game that you mentioned earlier against you and Derby Storm last year.
He's a competitor, and he can bring some energy, and he knows what this rivalry is all about. I was disappointed that we're just now seeing him on the floor. I'd like to see Hilroy in here early to establish what this thing's all about.
Leicester born and bred, Hilroy Thomas. And the foul is called as Carl Brown passed it off. It's foul on Cephas Bunton. And that, I believe, is his second personal foul of the night.
Not bad, 2 fouls, and you know, we're almost over with 3/4 for a guy that really goes after the ball on the defensive end.
Leicester looking to tick down the final few seconds here.
Watch the trap on the screen on the ball.
Brown going to the basket, lays it in for 2 on the buzzer. But Chris Veit has had some open looks again in the third quarter, and Derby still lead. At the end of 3 in the East Midland Derby, it's the Riders 58, the Storm 68. Can the Riders come back? You'll find out after this.
Bring it, bring it, bring it. Let me see what you got.
Welcome back to the Basketball Center, where the Derby Storm the Leicester Riders by 68 to 58. With me, a man who's coached both teams. What are the stats they're telling you? Rebounding, Derby have done a great job on the glass.
We expected that. Good athlete, stay active, but I think they've really, again, they're coasting through this thing, which is very dangerous.
And a look at the leadometer. It dipped seriously in both the period. It'll be Rob Wilson and Carl Miller to jump it up. Wilson wins the tip. Barrett has it and hands over to Carl Brown. No Pernell Perry, no Troy Coleman here for Leicester as we start the fourth ball.
They've got to get those guys in the game. Tim's got to get him in the game. He's down 10. He doesn't have all day.
Gilroy is fouled on the jump shot by John Tresvan.
Trying to block that shot. He's not quite the athlete anymore that he used to be. He doesn't quite jump as high as his age.
Two-time slam dunk champion. John Tresvan, back in the early 90s it was, though, must be said.
He might even be older than Kevin Cato. Who's older, Daniel? John Tresvan or Kevin Cato?
I never get into any argument involving Kevin. Kipstone on the ball. Who did you pick at the top of the game, Bob? I can't seem to remember.
Stayed on the fence.
Who are you picking now, then? No fence sitting here.
I think, you know, if Leicester could complete some play, they'll win this game, but I just don't see them with the enough enthusiasm, and I don't see the main guys on the floor. So if this continues, I go with Derby. If the main guys get out there and bring their game, then you could see an upset. How's that? How was that? Did I stay on the fence there?
That was pretty much still on the fence there, Bob. Out of bounds, and it's a Leicester ball this time. They wanted it last time, didn't get it. They got it this time. Derby come up court again. Gilroy hands over to Brown.
Carl's got to go. Carl's got to take him on the deck.
Barrett lines up a 3 short. It comes all the way out. Common fighting for it. Fight came up with it. Barrett underneath, fight for the ball, and it's a Derby ball.
I like the hustle. I like what Leicester's doing, but you got Drew Barrett taking a 3 instead of taking it to the basket, or versus a Pernell Perry in the game, or a Kevin St. Kitts in this game.
Carl Brown going to the basket as instructed. Coach, this whole Northern Conference affair doesn't really matter to you?
Not really. I really had a lot of fun with both these ball clubs. I had a lot of fun with these fans. I don't care who wins because there isn't a one of them in the South.
St. Kitts. Miller, 1 on the shot clock, has to fire it up. Air ball, rebound Gilroy. Bunton of the Derby Storm getting ready to come.
That's what Hilroy brings to the table. That's why I felt he could have been in this game earlier than what he was.
Brown throws it to Darian Evans, who runs it back. Charging foul is the call on Darian Evans. Make that foul number 4.
Nice play by Drew Barrett, getting back, hustling, and sticking his nose in there. And now Darian's on 4. 2 of those fouls have been on offensive charging.
Barrett is taking the charge.
Good hard-nosed play.
Here's the foul trouble. Really only at this stage, Darian Evans on the 4 fouls the problem.
Yeah, Trez is bound to foul out if he stays in the game because that's the way he plays. But I don't think that's going to affect the output of this contest. Interesting,
there were 3 Leicester players lined up to come in there on that sub. Only Coleman did. Blocked again by Bunton, but Gilroy with the boards. Tresvan sat on top of him as it was knocked out of bounds. See Bunton, 5 blocks accredited to him tonight. About 16 intimidations and perhaps a few more blocks as well.
We got to talk to the stat man after the game. Cephas want to talk to the stat man after the game. He's not getting what he deserves.
Barrett double team, gets it Thomas, trying to get it and lays it in for 2, and Leicester have it to 6 with 7 to play.
Hilroy Thomas is doing a nice job. He's brought a couple rebounds, and I don't know how he made that feed, but he got it in there for Wilson to score it.
Evans alone, then Gilroy in defense. Here's Kip Stone spinning. Stone control with the board. Fakes twice, goes up, and is fouled by Cephas Bunton. And with 6 minutes and 34 seconds to go, here's Hilroy Thomas, who will go to the foul line in a minute. 2 pump fakes to avoid getting blocked.
Hilroy was smart, and he wasn't intimidated, but he did the smart thing. He got the guy up in his air and got into his body. Hilroy Thomas is bringing Leicester back into this thing.
His lead is down to 6. Let's listen to Martin Ford.
It's going to be defense that gets this win. Get in the passing lanes. Don't gamble too much, but get in the passing lanes. Okay? You can't play in front of him. You're going to have to get behind. On offense, let's run the play. Don't just pound it. We've got a variety of plays to run. Let's use them. Let's use them. The offense, okay? Whichever offense we're in, we're too close. Everybody's in here. Run. Get some floor spacing. Whatever he's calling, he's got enough to call to get some floor spacing so he can set some screens, come off some ball, come off some curls. Hey, we're going to go 4. Got you guys in tight. Pop out, come up and go straight back door. Both sides. Don't cross under. Cross under when we're in the offense. Get his movement and then you call it out. One we're done. Hey, defensive
The Leicester fans are starting to believe there's only been 4 points scored between the two teams here in the opening 3.5 minutes, but they've all gone to Leicester.
And again, Drew Barrett bounds, comes with some steals. You know, they brought some energy. It's just interesting still that Pernell Perry, St. Kitts, and Carl Brown are still on the bench.
There's Pernell Perry, who leads all scorers and all rebounders. The first quarter, it's down to just 4. Defense now, the cry from the Riders fans, who are sensing a possible upset. Trezvan double team, throws it along the baseline to Stone. Miller for 3, hits it, and that'll be a heart in the dagger when you've been hustling on deep.
That was good. You know, they got the trap down inside. They just Coleman just.
Gilroy, 2 fakes, is fouled by Cephas Bunton. The Derby fans are livid behind because that is foul. Players possibly on 4 fouls.
2 best athletes, you know, 2 block shots, two best rebounders, 2 best scorers, 4 fouls. That could spell trouble with 6 minutes to go.
And now Tim Darling goes to his bench and puts Pernell Perry and Kevin St. Kitts on the substitute bench, looking to bring them in. And here they come. There's the foul. Evans and Bunton, the 2 leading scorers for Derby. Gilroy Thomas will go to the bench, getting a standing ovation from some of the Leicester fans at the life here in this period.
He did. I was hoping he was coming. I was hoping Pernell was coming in for Gilroy, because Gilroy Thomas did an outstanding job and played well.
Gilroy at the foul line. That's the first free throw. Makes them both. And it's a 5-point game with 6 to play.
This could turn out to be a very crucial spell here for the next couple possessions on defense for Leicester.
St. Kitts from Evans, and he hands over to Coleman. 2-on-1 break. Gilroy goes up for the layup and hits. And
break the press, attack the basket, just like Travis Collins said at the break. Attack it and get good looks.
Stolen away by Coleman. He's off and running. 3-on-1. Coleman on his own, lays it in. It's 2-1. Away comes Trezvan for the Storm. Foul is called on Kevin St. Kitts.
That was an interesting call. I thought there was contact by both players. Kind of could have been easily a no call. Referee saw it different. Trezvan going to the line.
Chris Fight will check into the game for John Trezvan. Last piece of action Trezvan had. We'll draw the foul. The home fans are starting to believe here. Kip Stone on the ball. Stone going along the baseline. Tough move from Kip Stone. What a play.
What a play, and very the other side of the that thing down.
Backcourt violation called on Kevin St. Kitts. He stepped over the line and bounced the ball back on the other side. Been called. St. Kitts had just bounced it in the backcourt, having stepped over the line. Good spot by referee Trevor Pounton. Here's Chris Fight. Close attention from Perry.
Leicester's deep from steal.
Evans' tough range shot doesn't go. Rebound Wilson.
Again, Daniel, in games I beat him, we beat him down the stretch because Darby does not take smart shots when under good pressure with 2-3 minutes to go. And you're starting to see that now with 4.5 to go.
Coleman feeds to Perry. St. Kitts thought about the three, didn't. Laid it up. Oh! Bunton threw it out into the bleachers.
That's a great play to get excited, but again, Leicester's getting the ball back. Leicester just got to keep their head and not be too bothered about it.
Leicester do indeed get the ball back, and here's Wilson with it. Hands over to Coleman.
Perry's got to get that ball around the basket.
Coleman to Gilroy. St. Kitts to tie it. Long rebound. Wilson ripped away by Miller. Evans came up with it. Stone flipped it round, and the foul is called on Troy Coleman.
Kevin, I think, hit his first three of the day and hasn't been able to knock one down since. And it was a really good pickup down there. Both Evans and Carl Miller ended up coming up with the ball.
St. Kitts, in fact, made his first 2 and has missed his last 4. Leicester, who have trailed by as many as to 5 a couple of times. They were down to just 1 minute ago. It's 3 doubles Dom's advantage.
Defender helped off because of the screen on the ball and forgot to close in on Carl. Carl showing again that he can shoot that basketball.
Coleman to reply for 3. Yes, all net for Troy Coleman. Stone going strong, foul called. Is it on St. Kitts? Coleman.
They're calling Coleman from behind.
It is indeed on Troy Coleman. On him.
And you'll see if Coleman just doesn't even attempt to get it, we're going to have a charge. He actually nice charge.
Carl Brown checked back into the game with Kevin St. Kitts going to the bench. Foul trouble there now. Coleman for Leicester, Evans and Bunton for Derby on 4. Stone makes the rush and stretches it out to a 2-shot game. Misses it, and Wilson with the rebound. Here's Brown.
Trying to get Perry inside.
Does so through by Wilson. Perry lays it for 2. And it's down to 2 again.
Nice high-low play, recognizing the defense. Trying to front Purnell. Purnell get inside is very dangerous.
Evans in the post. Got the size advantage on Coleman. Fires short, though. Wilson goes up, knocked away by Evans, and there was a whistle on the play.
Evans with his second, just not a very smart shot. The last 2 shots out of him have not been good, and Martin Ford is not happy with his shot selection.
And even worse than the shot selection was his rebound selection, where he picked up foul number 5, and he's out of the game. 14 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. How much is that going to hurt them now?
The way he's making his decisions offensively, it may actually help him. Martin can finally sit down somebody who isn't going to take the shot that he wants.
The team in the penalty, so it'll be 2 shots for Rob Wilson to tie the game. Leicester have been behind since the first half, when Derby pulled away with 17 straight points. Leicester now with a chance to level for the first time since they were tied at 14-14. Wilson makes the first. misses and doesn't get that high. Is it just a case of getting over that hump, getting the lead ball?
Some of that, and they've got to come up with some stops. With 2 to go, they got a chance at this thing.
Stone round to Miller. Don't forget, final minute shot. The clock stops on every score, so it'll be a long 2 minutes. Time ticking down. As Bunting goes up, what a play, misses with the air ball, got his own rebound, scrambled on the floor, it's out of bounds, and a Leicester ball.
Leicester deserved that ball because of the offensive play that has actually traveled.
The ball and can't himself, it's a walk, but I can't remember ever seeing it called. And Bunting looks in trouble as he's slow to his feet there, went down hard on the basketball center floor.
Down at this end, Leicester's got to go to the big fella. Pernell Perry inside.
Tim Darling looking to coach Leicester to his first. I need to say for the cameras there, Tresvant is called for the foul, and Carl Brown will walk the length of the court for 2 free throws to try and put Leicester in front.
Now that Tresvant had to be careful. He complained so much. Keith gave him that look that Keith can give you. And when he gives you that one, you gotta look the other way before one gets there.
That foul number 4 on John Tresvant. Carl Brown now with 2 shots, the first to tie, the second to take the lead. He's 1 from 2 from the line so far tonight. Birmingham earlier in the season, they lost by a point after Carl Brown had missed the free throw with 15 seconds to go. 73% shooter on the season, just gets a home court roll to tie it with 1:52 to go. Kip Stone will bring it forward for Derby.
Derby's shot selection will be interesting here.
Stone fires up for 3, misses. Rebound, Perry stumbles to the ground and gets it to Gilroy.
Daniel, I hate to say I told you so, but they do not play smart in close ball games.
Pernell Perry into a double-double with that rebound. Goes up for a massive slam, and Leicester in front of a huge play from Pernell Perry.
Where did he take it from?
He almost got a 3-pointer.
And again, Derby shot selection.
Fight for 3, doesn't go. Gilroy. Lobs it forward to Gilroy. 2-on-1. Gilroy going to slow it down. Leicester looking to take time off.
I don't know why you would foul in that situation. You're only down 2. 1 stop and you're fine. Derby panicking with shots and panicking down to this end. Not a smart basketball team under pressure.
52 seconds to play. Leicester Riders lead by 2. Martin Ford calls a timeout. Let's take a listen.
Every time we foul, we're going to put them on the line. So don't even think about fouling. Get after him with your feet. Offense. On offense. We need to bring one of these guys. Cole, you start with the basketball. C. Okay? Trez and Kip. Okay? Best. Look to crash the boards. You can crash the boards. Get the ball. Okay? Come on. Let's get a high screen up here. Okay? Roll you into the post. Let's see if we can get back you down in the post.
Well, the reason Leicester are in front is this play. What a play. Let's see where he takes off from. Just around the circle. Boom. Pernell Perry getting up there.
Great feed by Carl Brown. Nice heads-up play. And the big man coming with some thunder for the 2nd time this evening.
Well done,
and here's a look at the leadometer. You see the peaks at 15 for Derby. They've led all the way through pretty much into the middle, but Leicester in front now.
Tim's kept his head. You know, just stayed with what he was doing. I was criticizing his a substitution a little bit that I didn't quite like, but he's very confident and stayed with it, and he's done a nice job, and this team's come out fired up here down the stretch.
As we said at the top of the show, form means nothing when these two come to game.
Yeah, throw it all out the window, and I think, you know, Darby came in a little bit overconfident. Leicester coming in hungry, but hey, we still got 50 seconds to go. This thing's anything from over.
Coleman short on the free throw, and it rattled out.
You think Drew for
Daniel, do you know who that lady was?
It looked familiar. Coleman short on the second, but gets the home court roll. Riders lead by 3. Free throw shooting pretty good from Leicester, 18 for 22. As Bunting lays it in, foul on Perry, count the basket, and Bunting can go to the line to tie.
See, off the timeout, they didn't force a shot that they didn't want. Martin drew exactly what he wanted, executed it, and played actually a lot smarter in that possession. But it shouldn't have to take a team to have a timeout to learn that lesson.
Foul number 2 on Perry. Bunting at the line, called his last one. Got the front of the ring, loose ball. Bunting, it came all the way back out to him. There is 10 seconds. Is there 7 seconds, I think? But clock, Leicester lead by 1. Fight going strong for the lay-in. And Tim Darling calls a timeout. 22 seconds to play. Leicester trail now by 1.
We're in bonus.
His last time out, he has a word with his 2 assistant coaches before going to a huddle to talk to the players.
We're going to run press break like we just set up. All right. Rob inbounds the ball. Rob got Parnell. No, we got Carl and Troy. Big guys will be there. Parnell and Kevin. All right. You guys have to read. You may have to come back for it, okay? Now, just get open, clear. We're going to run Kentucky. We're going to run Kentucky. Carl will let you dribble entry, okay? You're going to dribble enter. For Troy, you're going to screen. He's there. Comes off the double. Carl, yes. Hey, if they double, come to the ball. It's a 1-point game.
Tim Darling looking to run a play there, Bob. Looks base.
Yeah, it did. You know, the first thing he did was try to show him how to break the pressure, which I thought was important, and then he just diagrammed set this in to get some screening action and get him a couple options.
Here comes the pressure up court from Derby.
Yeah, much as everybody was expected, Derby put the press on.
It's into Coleman's hands. A chance with the final shot here to win for the first time this season in the championship. Coleman goes it alone, is blocked out of bounds. Leicester ball, says the referee, and the Derby fans right behind can't believe it. Tim Darling is happy.
Biggest thing is don't get a technical, keep your heads. There's still 10 seconds to go in this basketball game.
End-line ball to Leicester. To inbound is Kevin St. Kitts. He has it now. Coming around the screen, he's got to get it in. It's broken up by Bunting, and Leicester will try again. Bunting swinging on the back of the backboard. 9 seconds now left to play. Broken up by Miller. Bounce again. Perhaps they should change Kevin St. Kitts. He can't get the ball in.
No timeout! And go!
Broken up again. Oh, this time it's come off Wilson, says the referee, and it's a Derby ball. Foul on Perry. And the Leicester players weren't expecting the quick inbound.
Leicester wanted to argue the call. They've got to be careful here. We still got time to go in this game. The 6 seconds is enough time if you keep your heads to get in bound and get a decent look with it. It may have to be a 3 or a 2.
Kip Stone, who's 67% from the line so far tonight, will go for 2 free throws that mean Leicester would need a 3 just to tie if he can make them both. He makes the first. He makes them both. Leicester need a 3 to force overtime. Paul Brown has it. Brown to force overtime is blocked. Derby Storm have won here. A spectacular victory. They led for most of the game. Just hung on at the end.
They did. Mark Ford's timeout, they came out and executed 2 plays. Something that they weren't doing heading into that stretch, which almost cost them the basketball game.
Who stood out for you here tonight?
I thought, you know, a little bit of everything, but especially Cephas taking shots, getting rebounds, intimidating. And from Leicester's side, I thought as a whole, they kept their heads and stayed with the game. And Pernell Terry is going to have an impact on this league.
Now, what do Leicester need to do here? They've lost a heartbreaker at home. They're 0-8 now.
Keep your heads. You know, the biggest thing to do is come off a loss like this to your rivalry. When you haven't won yet, to just explode, blame other people. They've got to stay together as a team. They're going to win some basketball games.
And how far can Derby go?
Derby's a nice team. You know, obviously, the plays heading into the out were not very smart shot. If they can learn to not have those lapses and listen to what Martin has to say, you know, they're athletic talent to have a big impact.
It's been a dramatic form of their close rivals.
And it was a quality basketball game. Suzanne is down on the floor with Cephas Button. He had 7 blocks, 14 points, 6 rebounds, a tremendous all-around game. It's down to you, Suzanne.
That's very much good. Cephas Bunting, they've just given your stats for tonight's game. Unbelievable. 6 blocks. Well, you were everywhere.
Is that all? Just 6 blocks? I thought I had more than that. No, but that's the way I play. I like to be aggressive on defense and like blocking a lot of shots. So,
well, coach there just giving you a bit of a tap on the shoulder. In actual fact, we agree with you, Cephas, because we feel that your block stats were more than that actually came up on the board. But a close game. This is a real Midlands derby. We're seeing the rivalry between these 2 teams.
Yeah, but, we've been talking all week about how much of a rivalry this is. It depends on our season. If we win this game, then we're going to have a good season, I believe.
Now, we know you guys had a point to prove. We know that some of the comments about the team before the start of the season had kind of written off before you even got started.
But that's understandable because then nobody know what type of team we had. So I can understand that. But now we're showing ourselves on national TV, and I hope teams start giving us the respect that we deserve.
You certainly gained respect tonight. Very athletic team, all of you.
Yeah, that's who we are, and that's why we win games, because we're so athletic and play very good defense.
Well, it was very strong, the defense, particularly defensing rebound tonight.
Yeah, we knew we were more athletic and be able to get more rebounds than they were, because they was kind of big and slow. So
it was a great game, a very, very exciting game, and you do, of course, get the MVP and the match ball. So there you go, Cephas. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. All right.
And a good game. Today we had it all. We had turnovers. We had steals. Carl Brown pushes the ball down the floor. A little bit of intimidation here by Bunting. Here it is. We had blocks. We had intimidation. And we also had a little bit of conversation about it. Here we have Carl Brown comes up with an excellent steal. He waits for a teammate. And Perry delivers a ferocious dunk. Leicester attacks the post. But again, they leave Chris Fight wide open. Here's Derby by 10, 49-59. And Gilroy Thomas shows us his effort with 7 minutes. They take the thief, and Coleman says, I'm your man. A steal and a finish. Leicester trail by 1, 71-70. It's Miller time again as he hits his 4th 3 of the game. But Leicester's Holman says, I got game 2. Lead by 3. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Here's Superman, or Perry Man, as he puts the nice down. But Darby holds on to win 83-80. I look at this game and I go, Leicester did everything in this game possibly that they could do to lose this contest.
Typical of a team that has not won yet. They don't know how to get over that hump. They also at the beginning, and they blew a lot of opportunities to win what would have been a great win.
We picked Cephas Bunning as the MVP. Do you agree with that?
Oh, definitely. He got up and intimidated the whole game on defense. Got the guys out running, finished some, and you know, he's a good player and he's going to be good in this league. You know, they just got to keep their head about themselves.
Okay, at courtside, Darian Evans, John Tresvant, Chris Fife, they all joined Suzanne.
Thanks very much, Kev. We've got them all here tonight. John, great game, very, very exciting. What went wrong because you nearly lost it? You nearly lost it. Shot selection, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. I think we tried to post the guards up, and we went to it too much. The second pass didn't get in there, but we didn't get that. So, and they kind of like mashed up on us a little bit too much, you know. So the referee wasn't giving us the continuation call. But, you know, all in all, I think it was a good night, and I think, like you said, we waited too long to do it.
It certainly was a good night. Nothing like a bit of pressure is there, of course, Chris. But pressure for Leicester right there at the very end. They didn't expect that quick inbound, did they?
No, they didn't. I don't know whether the refs caught them off guard there or what, but, you know, we're not complaining because it helped us in the end.
It did. And Darian Evans, we haven't met before, but they told me you were flamboyant. They told you were a bit of a showman. I think we had all of that tonight.
I had a bad game, but I think this game, when we play this team right here, I'm going to try to score 40 on them. If I start getting a few calls here and there, but we still won. I got some vets, you know what I'm saying? So I'm happy. And I want to say hi to my mom. What's up? What's up, Rico? What's up, VA? What's up, everybody?
Well, of course, Rico was the top rebounder and top scorer for Derby last season, and you're following in his footsteps as a former teammate of his.
Yeah, he told me to come out here and dominate, so I'm going to try to dominate, you know what I'm saying? So everybody in the league, look out, you know what I'm saying? I'm mad right now, but I'm seeing y'all Birmingham tomorrow.
I think he said it all, guys. Great game. Congratulations.
Thank you. What's up, y'all? Okay, so as we look at the match fact here, the Derby Storm shooting 50% from the field. Not, you know, where I see Leicester kind of themselves down 29% from the three-point line.
Yeah, they didn't shoot the ball very well tonight. Kevin Sakis put a few unload, did knock him down in class.
In fact, two from the three-point area. You had three other guys had Drew Barrett, Perry was 0 for 2, and Carl Brown. Those guys were 0 for 2 from that from the range. As we look at the backboard, which always tells the story in the game. Here you had 36. Oh, not that much of a difference here. But you know, what we have is very, very even on the boards. But what does the turnover say to you?
Turnovers was one way at one point, and one because of the way Leicester came on at the end. It shows here in the match facts.
And I think we have to look at it to say with Leicester's 16 turnovers that led to 26 Derby points. On the other end, out of Derby's 19 turnovers, Leicester was only able to convert that to 15. Makes it a little different. As we look at the leadometer, we have it here where, you know, first half moved a little bit back and forth. Then Leicester took that lead just with that last couple seconds, but just couldn't hold on.
Derby went to a point where they played not very smart basketball. Shot selection was very poor. Unfortunately for Leicester, Martin Ford still had a timeout, got his troop regrouped, got some good plays, ended up finishing them off.
You would think, up by 3 points at home, that you should come away with the victory in the last match.
Yeah, they got a tough call down there. Purnell got and one foul, and it wasn't a very good play. But, you know, they still had a chance to win. And like you said, it's like nobody out there wanted to win the game, and Derby pulled it out somehow.
Okay, down on the floor with Suzanne, Coach of the Month, Martin Ford.
Ending, but happy. Shot selection seems to be a problem when the guys are under pressure.
Yeah, it's not so much when they're under pressure. I mean, obviously that's when it's seen more. You've got to want to go with the basketball, and you know sometimes you need to take that extra bit of time and get a proper shot and a good shot. And so yeah, it's a little bit of a concern, but you know if we're able to run and run and run, then you know I'm not overly bothered.
Well, the pace certainly seemed to suit you tonight. One of the things that Bob Dunwell was talking about that impressed him was the amount of points that was scored off turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a team that everybody wants to get in the lane. Everybody loves playing defense, and that's where it all starts. And we get a lot. It's somewhere around 16 a game. So, you know, you're looking at potential 32 points just off, you know, other guys' turnovers.
You have some showmen in that team. You certainly have some athletes.
Yeah, you know, we spoke to a lot of coaches during the summer, spoke about my philosophy this year, went out and then tried to recruit the players, you know, that suited me and suited the I want to play.
Now, you caused a little bit of chat amongst the basketball people with this team in the championship. You still stand by that?
Certainly do. You know, tonight we didn't do much of it. I have to say that. In the first quarter, you know, and that's what we're all about. And it's my job now to just increase that and try and get, you know, 25, 30 minutes a game. And then I say, as we did down at Thames Valley, nobody will be able to stay with us.
Right. Well, Leicester are at the bottom of that Northern Conference, though, of course, aren't they?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, say these East Midlands rivalries, it's not about who's where in the league. You know, it's all a tough game. Nobody ever blows anybody out. It's pride to allow that to happen. You know, and since Leicester have recruited, I mean, they've got a great player there in Pernell Perry. They've still got another American spot open. It's not for Leicester, and then I think they'll be on a roll.
Well said, Martin. And of course, you've deserved this. I'm going to have to put my notes away there. Coach of the month for October 1999. Fantastic month for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. I mean, obviously, most of this goes down to the players, of course. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Martin. Well done.
Hey, when I wanted
looking at an elusive win, Tim. You came so very close tonight.
Yeah, it was a great effort. I think it made for good television, and I'd like to offer my congratulations. You know, they're a very good team. They're well coached, and we just couldn't get it done this evening, unfortunately. And by the way, you look better in person than you do on TV.
Oh, you're my man. Thank you very much. You're too kind. Too kind. Now, both teams started off the season, you know, drastic changes. Looking at the Northern Conference, it couldn't be different. What is the key area that you think is letting you down?
Well, I think, you know, I'll take responsibility for it. I'm familiar with the English League. I tried to, you know, educate myself as much as possible, but I think I brought in a couple import players that were accustomed to playing in the continent, where there's only 2 players and everything's run for them, and they're not necessarily demanded to do everything. In this league, you don't have many weak links on all the teams, so and we try to play a team defense, so if people aren't doing it, it just doesn't work. So I think that's the biggest issue, and we've just been trying to deal with that, bring in people, Parnell, and hopefully we'll have another player next week.
Tim, can I ask you, do you feel at this stage under pressure for the job, with the job?
Oh, I'm myself, and you know, if people aren't happy with what I'm trying to do, I understand. That's part of the business. I'm an adult. I've been coaching 17 years. I guess at the end of the day, I just have to know that I'm trying to do the best job that I can. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses about what if and that. Like, the reality is, you know, I decided to get rid of those players, and at least I believe the players we have now, they're giving everything that they can. Games, 1 American, 2 Canadians, and 4 Brits. So, and we're still competing with people. We didn't have enough to beat them, but you know, I prefer to coach people that want to play and will put out. So, it's the job. I don't know. That's not my decision. I like England, but you know.
We'll see. Perseverance always counts. Tim, thanks for talking to us.
When you look at some of the players on his team, one of the guys that you had who you thought should have been in the game, here Thomas, we have to give him a mention.
Yeah, he plays hard. He knows what this thing's all about. He's a competitor, a fierce competitor that's not intimidated. I thought in stages of that game, Leicester was a bit hesitant. Hillary would have brought some intimidation right back at Derby. I thought he should have been in there earlier.
I like the defensive mentality of the Derby Storm, though.
Yeah, they get in the passing lanes. As a guard, you know, it's good to get in passing lanes, get a lot of steals. They do a great job of that. The whole team does, not just the guards. You know, the big guys, Carl Miller's getting out there, Chris Fight. They're all in the passing lanes, they're running the ball, getting easy layups, and that's going to lead to victories.
You have Ron Darling here in this position. You know, is Tim Darling, is he under threat here?
Is Ron's brother Tim?
Tim, yeah. I guess I'm sure he wish it was somebody else, yeah.
I don't know if Kevin Rowledge will make the change. From financial standpoint and everything else, I don't know if he would make the change. I think any other coach in this situation would be fearing for his life.
Okay, so imagine this, playing basketball in virtually every European country. Well, Steve Bucknell, currently with the London Towers, has done it, and he met with the judge. Steve, how did you get introduced to basketball coming from a football-dominated society?
Was my PE teacher at the time, a guy I met the other day, actually, accident, Jim Morrison. He was a PE teacher, and he knew a guy named Paul Phillips. He used to play for Soul Inks Paper Crystal Palace, and they were buddies. And basically, he said, "Look, you're a tall lad. You know, you play cricket, football." And I said, "No, not really." But at the end of the day, I went down to the gym, and after playing a couple days, I realized that I was good at this game, and from there, it went on.
You had the opportunity to go to high school in America. What happened while you were there?
I went to a very old boarding school, the oldest one in America, Governor Dummer Academy. And there I had a good mentor, a guy, Tom Tyndall, his name was, and he took me under his wing. And he had a good basketball program there, had a tradition there, and he's always had good teams. So I went there. I knew that he was going to look after me. I was in a boarding school at Mississippi. It was a completely different environment that I was used to, but I had some good people around me, and they developed my academic skills along with my basketball skills.
In America, in any given year, there's over 2,000 basketball players. Your senior year in high school, you were rated one of the top 20.
I was rated pretty high. I'm proud of that fact. I was a McDonald's All-American. I played in the East-West game and the Capital Classic game, which back then were big achievements. And I could have went to any school I wanted to, pretty much. Not every school came after me. The big schools, nearly all the Big East schools came after me. Most of the ACC schools came after me, and a lot of the schools from California, Texas, UTEP. So I had good opportunities, but in the back of my mind, I knew where I wanted to go.
And you ended up going to what school and why?
University of North Carolina. It was when I then won the NCAA championship, and I saw, you know, the great Michael Jordan, James Worthy, Sam Perkins, those guys, and I saw everybody was talking about Dean Smith and his program and what they've done over the years, and, you know, in the back of my mind, that was the school I wanted to go.
Did you have opportunity to play with Jordan? Was Jordan around? What happened there?
It's funny. The first time I ever met Jordan, we was playing pool in the downstairs in the community center at school. Me and my friend used to play pool every night. You know, we used to gamble a little bit for hamburgers or whatever. So we're playing, and guess who walks in? Jordan, and one of his friends walks in. So everybody, hey, Jordan, you know. So, you know, when you're young, you try to play it off like you don't really care, but, you know, you start to, you know guys, and you know he's there. So he comes over to the table, and he knows who I am because he keeps in touch with Carolina, and he goes, "Oh, you guys play pool?" I said, "Fine, okay." So he said, "Let's play some pool." So we started playing. About 3 hours later, you know, we were playing for money. At that time, it was big money for me, but him was nothing. And at the end of the day, we lost the game. It was me and Jeff Lebo playing against him and one of his boys. And the funny thing is, he took the winnings, and we couldn't believe it. He took the winnings, rolled the money up, and walked out the door. And we were just cursing, and we were like, we can't believe he took the money. But I mean, you know the guy, you know what he's done over his career. You knew why he took the money, the competitiveness in him.
So what were your feelings when you made the Lakers?
It was a dream come true. I didn't really believe it. You know, when they told me, I was like, "Oh, y'all messing with me." It was like, "No, you made it." I mean, and basically, that was one of the happiest moments in my life.
With
I was just their whipping boy because I was the guy that the coach wanted to play defense on everybody. So he'll be, okay, go guard Magic, go guard AC Green, go guard James Worthy. So those guys they used to hammer me. But basically, I'd back down, and I'd always get up fighting.
You've been in Europe for 11 years, but why 10 teams?
Wasn't a plan. It wasn't something that I planned. It was the next year, if I played enough, a better opportunity would come along. And I've always felt like you got to set your goals high, and you got to keep going. That's what keeps me going, is to aim for things, to aim for.
Heroes.
Who are my heroes? Daley Thompson. Remember, he was one of the first guys who won all those gold medals. I mean, I really thought he was a great athlete. He accomplished a lot. Michael Jordan. I mean, he's a winner. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, those type of people who are winners, who do it day in and day out. Those are the people I look at, my heroes.
Aspirations?
I don't know. I got, like you said, I got my family on the way. I'm looking towards that. I'm with the Towers now. I want to be successful again with the Towers and win some trophies. And after that, you know, I like to stay involved in basketball. I don't know in what capacity, but I like to stay involved somehow because it's done well for me, and I've put a lot of time and effort into it, and I think that I can put something back into the game.
Steve Bucknell, a guy who has done extremely well in his career. Did you know anything about him previous to coming here?
Yeah, I seen him play quite a few times growing up. He's talking about him watching Michael Jordan growing up, and I used to watch guys like Steve growing up. On TV, college sports over there is real prevalent, so they show it on TV a lot, and Steve was on a lot. And North Carolina was real successful.
How would you describe him as a player?
He's a good all-around player. He doesn't have any weaknesses, and that's what makes him so tough. You can't make him do one thing. He does it all great. So you gotta play him straight up.
Are his leadership qualities overrated?
I think his leadership qualities are the best thing about his game. You get somebody with that's in the locker room and around the team, in the aura that he brings to the basketball floor, that's irreplaceable. That as a coach is more important than any player or any play on the floor.
Okay. So who are trying to establish themselves as Brighton play host to Milton Keynes. It's an all-Southern Conference clash next week as Milton Keynes goes to the Seaside to take on the Brighton Bears. Coach Tom Hancock will be hoping that his Lions can replicate their impressive cup performance in this championship game. The form that's seen them make the National Cup semifinals. With 7-foot Charles Claxton continuing his impressive start to the season, the Bears will not roll over easily. Adding to the mix will be former Lions Michael Brown and Richard Scanlonbury, who will be facing their former colleagues for the first time. Be sure not to miss this one. It's next Saturday at 6 p.m. only on Sky Sports 1. Hey, and that should be a very big game. Make sure you tune into that. But you new coach here coming in. What excites you most about your team now?
I think we've got a lot to learn, but I think we have a lot of talent. And this is a team than I've ever coached. This is a team, obviously, with a bigger budget than I've coached. We've got a lot of pieces. I've just got a lot of work cut out for me.
And now here you are coming in from the University of Michigan, and a lot of people don't know about University of Michigan, but how many guys throughout your college career did you play with that are in the NBA?
About 2 weeks ago, there was about 5 more, but they all just got waived at the end. But I think probably about 9 or 10, Robert Traylor, Mo Taylor, a couple big names like that. It's fun to play with those guys, and they all come back, and you make your friendships, in college, and I have friendships.
At the top, young joined at the hip with Billy Mims. How was that relationship with you and him working?
I think it's fine. He's professional enough as a player. He was sad to see Billy go from a personal side. He understood why from the basketball side of things, and he's getting on with business. Obviously, I'd like to see a little bit more of him on the basketball floor, but we're getting there.
Okay, so, Bob, thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you.
You two, Travis, and best of luck to you guys for the rest of the season. Now, from the team, we thank you for joining us, and smile.
Riders on the storm, into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown, like a dog without a bone and actor out alone. Riders on the storm, a killer on the road, his brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday, let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road, yeah.
You ain't got no offense. So you can't find one. Watch some of the best dunks with the early dunkers.